All right, welcome back to MLive's Dungeon of Doom podcast. It is May, and you're getting 2 episodes this week, man. That's right.
Double.
That's right. I'm Ben Raven. He's Corey Woods. Corey, we're in the flesh this week. How you doing?
I am doing good. I'm just like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's go with it.
But the schedule is out. We told you
yeah.
guys we weren't going to talk about it in the podcast earlier this week, and now that's all this is going to be today. We're gonna focus on the podcast. You know, a lot of people were calling it soft about complaining about Christmas. I was at the ER until 3:30, and I'm still at work 8 hours later.
Yeah, so I know we're for time, but I'm on the phone with a friend about to go to the car. Ben drops that nugget, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's you spend 12 hours straight at a computer. You forget to eat, you drink. My blood sugar was 49. I passed out at dinner. I'm all good. It was a little freaky thing.
The sacrifice has been made for you
right.
guys.
I wasn't even going to bring it up, but then I looked at my Twitter replies, and everybody's calling us Lions beat writers soft. But we're here, and we're here to discuss the schedule. And my God, it is we knew it was going to be a gauntlet. We've known who the teams were going to be since January, but man,
the way it's laid out is brutal.
It is. There's 3 back-to-back road trips, like road. One of those is Philly and Washington. The other, we'll go through it. I'm just going to read you the whole thing right here. We're going to offer you the game that we're looking forward to the most and the biggest trap game we think is on the schedule. And then we'll go through our game predictions, too. We were pretty lockstep.
We didn't share anything beforehand. I'm like,
no, we did not.
We're not too far off.
We had one or two games different.
Yeah.
So the Packers open at Green Bay, 4:25 p.m. Get used to that. There's 6 4:25/4:30 games this year.
Price of being good.
And then right back home opener for the Bears, and at Baltimore, versus Cleveland, at Cincinnati, at Kansas City. That's Sunday Night Football in Kansas City. Monday Night Football at home against the Bucs. Bye week. 3rd straight year, the bye has come after a Monday Night Football game.
That's wild.
They just keep chipping away at this team's off time. The Hall of Fame game, the bye week. And it's right back hosting the Vikings and then at Washington. At Philly in week 11, that's Sunday Night Football. Versus the Giants. Green Bay Packers on Thanksgiving. It's a 1 p.m. start this year, not a 12:30 p.m. start as it has been in years past. Cowboys, Thursday Night Football. Then at the Rams, week 15. Home against the Steelers, week 15. Christmas at Minnesota on Netflix. Oh, yeah. Whoever owns Netflix, thanks for that one. No, I was under the impression that if the Lions were going to have a Christmas game, it was going to be at home. If I was supposed to, if I had my choice between 2 cities it could be in, I would have picked between Chicago and Minnesota. So, hey, I'm looking at it at the bright side. And then ending the season at Chicago, which is awesome.
And I'm pretty sure, regardless of what's going to happen, that might be flexed to a prime time game.
Oh too. Even if the Bears are like 7-8 or whatever, that's if the Bears are competitive and the Lions are playing for a seed or the division, that's getting flexed for sure. So 5 primetime games. I think it's 12 nationally televised games. It's wild. We expected this for sure. And over at mlive.com/Lions, you can find Corey and my way too early game-by-game predictions. Corey, you had them at 12-5.
Yeah, I think they're going to take a step back in the win column. I just think last year was just a perfect storm for them to go ahead and hit that 15-2, even with all of those injuries. Yeah. I think just this season this is a tough schedule, the way it's laid out. A lot of weeks where there's going to be short rest for them, and I think it's going to catch up with them. And again, 12-5 is still still a good season. If you look at my entire prediction, I have them as 12-5, maybe not getting the top seed again this year, but I have them winning their 3rd straight division crown.
Yeah.
So hey, don't rake me over coals.
No, 12 with this schedule.
Yeah. No, I said I was flirting. I was real close to going 11-6, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna go 12-5. I think a couple of those games that are going to be really, really tough is I think that we already said we're going to talk about it, but I think that Bengals game is going to be the trap game for me.
That's my same trap game too.
It's just like it's just one of those games. I think that for some reason everything just unexpectedly goes wrong, and Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and of course Jamar Chase they just have a field day with the Lions secondary in that game.
Yeah, and a trap game is a game that the fans are overlooking, the media is overlooking, anybody's overlooking. The Lions aren't going to overlook that game, but like I think you had it. The Lions haven't beat the Bengals since
1882.
That's great. That's wild. I mean, there's been a couple tough losses in that span too. I mean, who can forget the Christmas Eve game at the end of Jim Caldwell's tenure? But yeah, that's a trap. That's my trap game too. And I figured we were going to have the same trap game. I figured it would be LA or Cincy. And Cincy just makes sense because Joe Burrow was awesome last year.
Yep.
He's got his 2 top weapons left. We know what's going on with Trey Hendrickson. But that offense, man, it's early in the season. It's a new secondary. Terrion Arnold is going to be challenged big time in that game. Yeah, so it's that's a trap on the road at Cincy, and it's sandwiched just between the Browns game, but I mean you've got the Ravens, Bengals, and Chiefs 3 out of 4 weeks
that's
there,
tough,
man.
Yeah, even with the question marks around the Browns offense, they still have a formidable defense that's going to put some wear and tear on the Lions.
No, exactly. I mean, that Browns defensive line is going to be like, all right, let's see what that interior offensive line's looking like for sure. But yeah, it's I love that we both had the same like description on the Giants. You're like, do I got to talk about this? And I just said, going to save some words for the other games. But the ones we were different on, you had them. I had them losing on Christmas to the Vikings. You had them winning that one. You had them losing. I almost did the Chicago loss to end the season. It just feels week 18 in Chicago, first week of January. This is a team that can play outside, but hasn't much.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this. What's the one you're looking forward to the most?
Oh, come on. We all know which one I'm looking forward to. Week 2.
Week 2.
That first Bears matchup against Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson. I mean, just outside of this building, so much has been made about what is this offense going to look like? Did Ben Johnson take all the secrets and the juice with him to Chicago? And it's like, oh my, are we overlooking the fact that Dan Campbell, this is still Dan Campbell's offense. Dan Campbell hired these people. So, I mean, I just think that is a game where I don't think they're gonna go outside of themselves and just try to do something crazy. But I do think that is going to be a game where Dan Campbell comes in there with a message like, hey, let's show them that this is still a well-oiled machine without Ben Johnson. And all respect to him, but we can still get it done. And you got John Morton. Yeah. You brought in Tashard Choice. You still have Scotty Montgomery. You still have a lot of great offensive minds.
Yeah,
I'm Hank Fraley. So
and there's continuity. Like there is a familiarity there, man. It is. I like that. I think that's everybody's answer. I'm going at Baltimore Monday Night Football because that is a team that beat the ever-loving brakes off of this team the last time they played, and that was not the rebuild. I mean, the Lions were not to the. Okay, they're a perennial contender point. They were like trying to prove it still, and this was the Ravens team. I mean, that was tough. Oh, that was last year, wasn't it? The Ravens beat down of the Lions, or was that 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago. So, yeah, that's right. But hey, still,
and that's the part that scares me.
Yeah,
it was a couple years ago. The Lions are going to be coming off. Guys will be coming in healthy, but some guys will be coming off some serious injuries. And here's the craziest part about it: they're going against a Lamar Jackson that is better than he was during that time. So it's like, like you said, this is a way too early prediction. So unless they get some additional bodies out there to kind of do their best to corral Action Jackson, I'm not looking for that. So that's gonna be a tough one.
That was the one where I was like, all right, that should be the game they're looking forward to the most.
Yeah.
Go back to Baltimore, national spotlight, Monday Night Football, prove that you're better than you were. Like, prove that you can handle that type of offense because that offense, that was the first year of that offensive coordinator in Baltimore, and that was the day where it was like, oh, this is going to work. Lamar not only is a great passer, he's special in this offense.
And I believe Dan Campbell said something to this effect last year. I think maybe Dan or AG about, nobody really has success against running quarterbacks.
No.
But at least you want to be able to go in here and show like, hey, what happened to us last year with Jaden Daniels and Josh Allen, we at least can be able to come in here and control it to a degree. You're not stopping Lamar Jackson, but you can at least kind of limit him in his effectiveness somewhat.
Well, it is. I mean, I mean, there are two teams I think of as the worst matchups for the Lions, just in terms of every position, what they do, style, and it's the Ravens and it's the Eagles.
Yeah.
I mean, it really just is. They're loaded at every position. They play that physical brand of football, and they've got freak athletes at quarterbacks that can pull rabbits out of the hats. And I mean, that's the game. I mean, I'm not going to put all my bushels in that basket or anything, but that's the game where I'm like, all right, hang with them, maybe beat them, but like prove like, all right, we can hang with these guys on the road early in the season. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Baltimore.
One that's going to be very close in that area that I'm looking forward to, because like you said, everybody's looking forward to the Bears game.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that Commanders game.
Oh,
I think just off of the fact that one got out of hand.
Yeah.
Their Super Bowl window that year closed in their own building.
Yeah.
And hey, I said it on them live. the Commanders did not they partied. They partied in that locker room very hard and very disrespectfully. So,
wow.
So I think that is going to be one where they're going to be trying to go out there like, okay,
yeah,
we're gonna send a message. And again, they did it last year with the 49ers. They have those, whether they say it or not, they have those games marked where they go in there and they play different.
So my next question for you is, which is the hardest stretch of the schedule? You can go from week 3, which is Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Chiefs, Bucks, to week 7, or go from week 9 to week 11, which is Vikings, Commanders, Eagles, my God, NFC North, playoff positioning, 2 road games.
Let me scroll that again.
Yeah.
I think that week 9 to 11 is going to be a tough stretch, but again, the sleeper could be that week 5 to 7.
I know, exactly. I mean, oh man, it is.
It's a brutal layout.
I mean, the road schedule is just unlike really anything I've ever seen. And that's what happens when you win the division. You get the first round schedule, you get the primetime games. Yeah, at Packers, at Ravens, at Bengals, at Chiefs, and that's just before the week 8 bye.
That's a gauntlet.
There is not a single 1 p.m. Sunday game on the road this year. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous.
I really think I was talking to a couple of friends. I said, if they have 2 losses heading into the bye week, even 3, they're sitting pretty.
No, this is a ridiculous schedule, and I believe it was Warren Sharp that had a pretty. Yeah, he's talking about what we're talking about. The road schedule to start from Green Bay to Philly. Every single one of those teams is projected to win 9 or more games this season by like advanced analytics and all stuff like that. The chart is crazy. Like, the chart is crazy. Like, the next second toughest road schedule, weeks 1 through 11, is the Bears. And there's, like, a gap this big on the chart. So, like, I know it's hard to predict how good teams are going to be this far out. But, like, I don't know, man. Like, I think the only non-playoff team that they play on the road, weeks 1 through 11, are the Bengals, which we just called the biggest trap game on the schedule. That's wild. I've even seen like fans that I follow on social media, like 10-6 or 10-7, 11-6, win the division. I don't give a crap. And I'm like, you did 12 wins. I did 13 wins. It's hard to bet against Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
Like,
it's hard.
When you spend time around this team, you see how they work. You see how the players, you see how the coaches talk about them. They're not scared of shit.
No.
They're not scared of this. Like, that big dude steps up in front of them. This is what they want. They want these tests.
And the one thing that I see continuing with this team that started with their when they started turning things around that 2022 season is I don't see them having back-to-back losses. This is a team that bounces back from week to week, and they're gonna have a couple of runs mixed in there as well, a couple of winning streaks. But this is not a team that I believe is going to have back-to-back losses. They're going to continue that trend throughout the year. And Dan Campbell is to me the master motivator coming out of a loss. Like, it's a whole different team.
He's a master motivator, and he's great at balance. This is the thing I think that he's gotten the best at since he took over, is balancing emotions.
Yeah.
How to, not only his, but the team's. Like, I think, like, if you told me to lock in 2 wins out of those tough games, they're winning week 1 in Green Bay. They're not freaking losing an opener in Green Bay after how last season ended. There's no chance.
Not at all.
And they're not losing in Washington.
No.
They're not losing that game. I'll give you that. That will not change from now to August when we do this again.
No. Those are my 2.
So I just have the utmost confidence. And I mean, we've gotten a chance to get to know these offensive, defensive guys. I mean, the main takeaway from the offensive assistant coaches were like, these are all Dan Campbell guys. Like, last year's dead. I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
Like, and just like talking about Tyler Roll, like, what speed do you like to play at? Physical. Like, I was like, oh my God, Dan just has a magnet to find the guys that gravitate around him, that speak his same language. But yeah, man, I'm curious what losses we had this year for the Lions. We'll go through this, and then we do have to go to defensive availability. Let's go. We both had a Ravens loss in week 3. You had a loss in Cincy. I stuck with them.
Yeah.
I had a loss in Kansas City. You had them winning that one. See, both had losses in Philly. Both had losses in Philly. You had a loss in LA. Yeah.
Yeah, the loss in LA, I just think like, hey, I mean, they're going back out there to LA. Stafford doesn't have to worry about all the hoopla and stuff here at Ford Field. I just think he's just gonna shine, and I think they're poised to win their division this year too.
That Rams defense is gonna be really freaking good, and they proved everyone last year, like, don't count them out.
Yeah,
like, this is not an average team. Like, this team can punch well above their weight class.
Absolutely.
And I had a tough one with that too, because that LA defense is going to be a unit.
Won't be the problem.
I mean, it really is. It really is. And I think, you can say what you want about Devontae Adams. He fits Matthew Stafford in that offense like a freaking glove.
This might be this might be the one where he can get resurrected and turn his career around, because Stafford's going to get him the ball.
Oh my! He's going to be fearless and throwing it. I don't know if you saw the clip the other day with McVay, like showing the new free agent additions, like highlight tapes at a team meeting. In Stafford's face, watching Devontae's catches, even with the Jets last year, we're like, "Oh crap, I got 2,000 wide receivers still." So yeah, I fully get that one. I had a loss on Christmas. You had a win. I had a win in Week 18. You had a loss in Week 18. Obviously, we'll see what happens in Week 18. But at Chicago to end the season, first time since 2015. I think it's like the first time they're opening in Green Bay in a while too.
Yeah, this is the first time. This is the first time they've faced off against Green Bay in the season opener in 20 years, but the first time that it's happened at Green Bay in 24 years.
That's fascinating too, because it's just fascinating. Opening with the Packers and Bears back to back is like, all right, that's
I you know what, I like it because off rip they're setting the tone with the division.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get off to a 2-0 division lead, and
I want to see what the Bears are like immediately. Like, I want to see what that looks like, and I'm glad,
And I think that's going to be the real first test for Ben Johnson. He's going to have a week 1 game, but that's going to be like, okay.
The headlines, the emotion, the distractions, the talk, coming back home, where you probably still have a house.
Can you deal with all of the outside and still get that game done? Because for the Lions, they're ready. They're probably they're gonna want to kick your teeth in.
They know what it is. They know who they are. They know what that's gonna be like. The Bears don't. Like they. And if the Bears are better this year, the NFC North is just like, seriously. If the Bears take like a minimal step forward, because they were competitive last year.
Yeah,
that game in Detroit near the end of the season was one of the weird. They should have Eberflus, man. I'll never forget the last 30 seconds of that game. But
that was weird.
Ben Johnson is the type of coach, if anybody's going to do it in Chicago, it will be him. Yeah. And I know you guys don't want to hear that, and I'm sure you're going to treat him like absolute crap in week 2, but that's your prerogative, and that's okay. You did it to Stafford, you're going to do it to Ben Johnson, and you know what? I respect it.
I think Ben might get it worse.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too.
I think Ben might get it worse. With Stafford, there is a segment of fans that were happy he left just so he can go get himself a ring and
just to start over.
With Ben, with not just the fact that he left, everybody knew he was leaving, but how quickly he left and went to a division rival.
You know what? It's all about Chicago. It's about where he went.
It's
about where he went.
Like, whoa.
Fully about where he went. It is. And it's about the fact that it took 3 years to make the like kind of teetering back and forth, and there was the hometown team in Carolina a couple years ago, and then the one he actually leaves for. You're like, the Bears? What are you doing? No, I get it. But yeah, we got to shoot out here to defensive assistant availability here. It is Thursday, May 15th. We still got stuff to write from the offensive availability the other day, and then we had the schedule release. We've got the schedule. We've got the primetime schedule. I've got 6 quick thoughts. We've got our way too early predictions. That's over at mlive.com/Lions. It's May 15th. We got 2 episodes for you this week. Dungeon of Doom, wherever you listen to your podcast. He's Corey Woods. I'm Ben Raven. We are your Dungeon of Doom podcast.